Hello Libra, welcome to your reading for mid-July 2026. And as always, it's going to be general, so if something doesn't resonate, just leave it for someone else. Let's welcome in the archangels, ascended masters, light beings, star beings, our higher selves, any other spirit guides or any animal, ancestral or dragon guides you feel resonant with, Libra. Five of Swords, Four of Wands, Ten of Swords, Ten of Cups. Let's grab a few more cards here. Five of Wands, the Sun. It's looking like there's something that you've overcome here, Libra, or some energy that you've moved through just recently that's kind of, I guess, allowed you to feel lighter. And I think you've learnt, there's some things here that you've learnt or discovered in the process. And I feel like kind of this energy that you've moved through, we started with the Five of Swords. So it's something about winning at all costs, but not necessarily. Okay, we can, in the context of this reading, it's kind of looking like you've come out on top with something. Maybe there was a negotiation or... maybe there was it could have been a type of argument or a dispute or something like that. But it could also be that, if this is your higher self or perhaps, sorry, not your higher self, your ego. If this is like an egoic mindset, but that maybe you put yourself under pressure to win at all costs, or maybe you felt as though you've had to. Maybe this is sort of... being replaced now by this Four of Wands, which is kind of this energy of celebration, but also gratitude for what you do have. So I feel like you've taken a bit of pressure off of yourself here, Libra. General direction moving forward, you have the Ten of Swords, so something's finished up here, and maybe this has been... maybe there's something sort of subconscious that you've let go of with regard to this. Perhaps maybe you had an overly strong work ethic, Libra, okay? Or, and this can be the ego. And we, obviously it's probably served a purpose because it's helped you to survive, okay? But I feel like at the moment you've got this beautiful sun energy, which is really just that energy of being, of just being happy, content, confident, radiant, okay? So there's something about that you've sort of... So you're in a higher frequency at the moment. And I feel like you also have underneath the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Cups. So the underlying theme, I think, is that maybe you're sort of simplifying things mentally and emotionally for yourself in some way. And I think maybe there's some, with the Ace of Cups and the Sun here, there's some higher frequencies that maybe you're receiving. And I feel like it's sort of letting go of, it's helping you to release, perhaps a tendency to push yourself overly hard, to work overly hard. And sometimes, if that has rubbed people the wrong way and you've got into arguments, maybe there's a whole lot of stuff there that's just dissolving, okay? Because you also have the Ten of Cups here, right? So I feel like there's this whole lot of spiritual support, unconditional love kind of coming in to really soften things for you. And I think, you're literally at the moment just, sitting out there with your pets having a cup of tea. Something metaphorically speaking, or with some friends, and maybe you're just sort of enjoying yourself now, and you are yeah, general direction moving forward, you've got the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Cups. So, you know, this is the Ten of Swords is that new horizon, and this is in the new horizon here, Ten of Cups, okay? Emotional fulfillment, happiness, and, you know, creativity possibly as well, moving forward. 9 to the Ten of Cups. Yeah, really nice. So you're transitioning. On an emotional level, you're kind of transitioning into the next, you're upgrading into a higher frequency, I feel. And here we also have the Magician and the Nine of Wands. So Magician is, you know, this mercurial kind of energy where you're getting lots of ideas, maybe you're getting some insights, and maybe you're seeing things in terms of new potentials in different areas. If you've been Libra a lot of in the sword, the mind kind of energy, maybe you're now going to be branching out into Pentacles, like doing practical things, you know, the Cups, which is the emotion, spiritual creativity, and also the Wands, you know, like, yeah, maybe you're finding something that you're passionate about that you are going to be moving forward with. And here we have the Nine of Wands. So this is kind of means that you're transitioning as well. Maybe your interests are going to be transitioning. You know, 9s and 10s in the reading kind of means that you're wrapping up something. And I feel like this is the Five of Swords that you've wrapped up on. Okay. This could be, yeah, I think we've already mentioned what that is. But yeah, we've already mentioned it, haven't we? Let's go to the next. What you may not see coming, what you may not be aware of is that, yeah, 10 of Wands. So you literally have the 9 and 10 of Cups and the 10 of Swords and the 9 and 10 of Wands. Okay, so you have been putting in the hard yards, and this idea of you perhaps having a very, maybe you've had an intensive mindset about something or a few things in your life, and this can lead to, you know, some exhaustion. So it may be that it's going to be in your best interest here, in terms of your empowerment here, the Emperor, to actually take a rest, Libra. So, you know, it might seem like the opposite thing to do. It might seem that you may feel as though, oh, to move into sovereignty, into up-leveling, I need to do more. I need to be more, you know, intent, more inquisitive, more applying myself. But Spirit's sort of saying it's the actual opposite here. So it's like easing up on stuff that's making you mentally and physically exhausted here. Okay, and that's going to be the best case scenario for you moving forward. And yeah, it might be that you just need a rest for a period of time. Maybe you're going to give it a number of weeks or a number of months, okay, to just really relax and recoup yourself, Libra. Of course, that might not resonate with everyone, that idea, but there it is. So the 9, yeah, the Ace of Cups here. You know, this is the underlying theme. It's the Ace and the 9 of Cups. So this is sort of practical, I guess the tangible things that you can feel and do and experience in your life that are giving you emotional fulfillment. This is like an underlying theme, is you're going to be moving more into this energy, okay? And also the Ace of Cups, which is, you know, really spiritual, creative, and also, you know, I guess a divine feminine energy as well. King of Pentacles, Awakening, and the Justice. And here you are in your power, Libra, right? Justice is the power, and I actually like my new Morgan Greer tarot deck. I love the colours in this. Red. So your sort of truth here, Libra. I think you're redefining yourself. You're redefining what happiness means to you, and also what your values are. Maybe you're shifting and changing your values here. And yes, indeed, this is awakening. I think you're answering the call in terms of letting go of perhaps some habits or a, you know, one of, you know, we have many different mindsets we can move into. Maybe there's a mindset that you're letting go of that's no longer relevant for you. Here it is, the awakening. This is the call. So the call is not necessarily something that comes from outside. Okay, it can be an inner call. It can be the higher self call, your own higher self, Libra, calling to you to release something or move into a new energy. Okay, so I think this is part of what's going on here. You definitely have a transition thing going on. King of Pentacles and, yeah, abundance, but also this ability to really kind of ground your energy, to connect to the earth. And yeah, this is also kind of interesting. This has a bit of a hermit kind of energy to it. So it could be that, you know, maybe it's this energy of gratitude, you know, along with the Four of Wands here. Just sort of, you know, relaxing and enjoying what you do have here. And to really, you know, if you feel like you have let go of this kind of Five of Swords, you know, maybe it's been a very strong work ethic and maybe it's pushed other people's buttons and then there's been arguments and things. So I think you're pulling back on the work ethic. I'm not saying it's not good to have a good work ethic, but you know, if it's been overly taxing you, Libra, okay, I feel like you're going to be pulling back on that and really just kind of settling into what you do have and making the most of that. Yeah, and this is kind of in alignment for you. It's like it's sort of time for that to happen for you. We'll just get some, let's grab one of these, Nine of Swords, yeah. So now you literally have the 9 and 10 of Swords as well. 9 and 10 of Cups, 9 and 10 of Wands. So there's this finishing up with an old way of being, probably like an old paradigm version of you, Libra. And I think you're really moving into releasing whatever that was. Two of Wands, yeah, this is the newness, okay? This is literally that new path. You know, you're answering that inner call to shift and upgrade your frequency. Yeah, really nice, okay? Let's just grab some light seers and we'll grab a look at the bottoms of the decks as well. I mean, your Magician there is really awesome. You know, you've got a lot of potential there coming through. Page of Wands, yeah. Here you are, you know, high frequency version, activating also your inner child, being inspired and passionate about what it is that you're going to be moving into and doing next after you've taken that rest break, okay? Libra, this is 10 of Wands. Then you may need to just sort of slow down, do some self-nurturing and look after yourself. Ace of Swords, wow, yeah, and you're going to be getting some downloads, some insights. You know, Ace of Cups and Ace of Swords. This is Spirit having your back here. You're going to be getting some new ideas, okay, some new inspiration, which is great. And that sort of thing, these insights are most likely going to drop in when your mind is still, when you're relaxed, when you are, you know, feeling maybe you're just, you know, out sitting in the sun or just, you know, enjoying a cup of tea here with some friends or family or whatever. So maybe you're going to get some ideas there. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I think this is that energy of the fives, the challenges that I think you are now sort of letting go of. Okay, this is that feeling of as though you're missing out on something, or like feeling as though you might need help, you're not comfortable to ask for help, that type of thing. And I feel like you're going to be letting this go, okay, as well. This is almost like a very insular kind of, you know, a bit of a trauma kind of energy. If there's any deep-seated trauma and, you know, if you feel you need some help with that, to, you know, do see a professional, okay? Ace of Swords. Wow. Twice in your reading. So higher consciousness, doing some meditation. Also this idea of simplification, Libra, simplifying your life. And yeah, really nice. Ace of Swords, twice in your reading. Okay. Let's grab this one here. The Knight of Swords. Yep. When you are ready, you will be, after you've received all these insights, you've taken your rest, you've, you know, you've got some new, fresh ideas to move forward on, and you sort of start talking to other people. You know, this is going to be the Knight of Swords energy that you're probably going to be activating as well. Just kind of moving into You know, getting curious, maybe, you know, with your Page of Wands, maybe you're going to be sparking your inner child curiosity about something here. You're going to get really interested and inspired, and you're going to go and kind of find out more about it. And the Knight of Wands again. Oh, no, sorry, we had Page of Wands, yeah. And the Knight of Wands. So this is really that Aries energy, really being initiatory, taking startup action when you feel ready, when you are rejuvenated, Libra. And when you've allowed these upgrades to kind of really sink through into your being, and that you've also, you know, ideally acknowledged what it is that you have let go of, and how, just really bringing into your conscious awareness how, in what ways you feel lighter emotionally and mentally, physically too, possibly. Okay, so yeah, and this is really awesome. I love this for you here. Magician, new potential. Okay, this is new potential that you're going to be activating here. Really awesome for you, Libra. You know, there's a lot of air in the Magician card. Okay, and you are an air sign, Libra, so that kind of really goes well for you. I think we might wrap it up there. I hope that's been helpful. Look forward to your next reading. In the meantime, have a great day, a fantastic week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.